Hello, my name is Yulia Baran, and this is my infographic for information visualization class this quarter. The topic I've chosen is user experience professionals. I was attracted to the subject because I'm very passionate about user experience and working towards making UX my future career. On this infographic, I wanted to communicate the variety of UX jobs and the required skills, so it's easier for my intended audience, students who is interested in UX and UX young professionals, to choose the right one from the beginning. UX experience is relatively new field, and the borders between different UX jobs are blurry sometimes. The other intended interesting thing about UX professionals is that they have to mix together quite opposite skills, becoming sort of a superhero. They have to be tech savvy and know how to code, um, and also they have to have this strong design sense as well as people skills. Um, This brought me to the idea of using a Superman theme to communicate the main message of the infographic, the importance of combining these two opposite skill sets and its influence on a career development. In order to do that, I adapted Superman's colors, navy blue for the background mostly, and a bright red color. They seem very appropriate for my message. The bright blue elements feel highlighted compared to their um, darker elements. I'm also using purple for my color model and white for um, for the font model. My color model, which is here, actually doesn't have this um, beige skin color, which you can see in two places on my infographic. However, I intended to make my infographic look more friendly by using this additional warm color. Moreover, it worked quite well with the rest of the infographic and helped me, I think, and helped me to communicate that user experience experts are people oriented. As you can see, the color harmony is actually would be monochromic if not this red color, which makes it analogous. I used color encoding as well in multiple places um, in my infographic. So the relationship display represented by Venn diagram, um, and the red and purple colors represents jobs, and a white circles represents skills for those jobs. I highlighted UX research because um, research and analysis of findings after the research is one of the most important steps of any UX project. And despite of UX research is a separate job, it overlaps with other the most with like with other jobs the most. Um, you also can see color encoding encoding on their time display, where bright blue line represents the rise of UX design search terms throughout the time in Google searches. And it shows that UX design actually becoming a field which includes the other jobs, which are information architect, interaction design, UX research, prototyper, and visual designer. Talking about their relationship display, I want to say that Venn diagram actually was a perfect solution to demonstrate how UX job titles correlate with the required skills, but it also was a challenge I had to structure the main skills, and there are many, what could make it look busy. This style was also a little bit different compared to my base model, which is here. I'll make it closer. Um, there is no Venn diagrams at all, but there are lots of circles. So the solution I found is using consistent colors and typography throughout their infographic. You also can see a lot of circles throughout their infographic. I'm making smaller, including white border like over here and on their belt and maps. To bring, by doing this, I want to bring a strong sense of visual unity. Um, And yes, I'm using circles to unify my whole infographic. Moreover, my base model actually is pretty roundish. It has lots of circles, and the font actually kind of roundish. It's Mesa bold. Um, so it's not surprisingly that I've chosen to use a proportional symbol map with circles for the location display. I'll make it closer. um, to convey cities in the areas that have the most open UX positions. And the city that has the most UX positions is actually New York. But from the states, California has the most numbers of open positions. I'm emulating typeface of my base model, which is over here. And as I mentioned before, it's Mesa Bold, a sans serif, um, a sans serif class. And for the title, I'm using um, DIN alternative. It's the same as my base model. You can compare. So um, DIN alternative bold is a sans font. I emulated font sizes of my typography model with reasonable approximation, I think. Um, so yeah, this is my typography, base, and layouts model. Um, Talking about my base model, I like it a lot, but it also a really good example of poor layering. If you can see here, it uses a tiny font size of text, combining it with lots of background elements in order to improve readability. I'm using um, something different. I'm using a um, plain navy blue background, which actually correlates more to my color model. Um, but also, I'm using these borders for their fonts, which can be considered a background decoration as well. Now let's talk about visual layouts and hierarchy of this infographic. First of all, it emulates my layout model really well. I'll make it closer. And here's my layout model. It's divided into 7 sections. A header, which is the same as my base model. Then appearance display, um, with almost identical to the Norton Gig guys. This super UX, Mr. UX. Then their relationship display, two of the numbers displays, which shows their salary ranges for the UX professionals, as well as highlights that only 63% of all graduates get a full-time job right after graduation. Then the map model, which shows their open positions in the US for UX professionals. And the last one is actually not the last one, but then their time display and the footer. Um, if you read from top to the bottom, the most prominent element is the header and appear in the appearance display. The position is right on the top, it's big and bright compared to the other elements. I made it intentionally because I wanted to communicate their topic and the idea of my infographic as soon as possible. This knowledge would make easier to understand the rest of their displays and its information. This infographic is about user experience and about user experience experts who is required to have many broad skills, making a UX professional almost a superhero. He needs to be not only tech savvy but artsy and very people skilled, and all of those um, demonstrated and described right at the beginning. You can see this hero UX expert, which has all of this description. He designs for people, he can code, has strong design skills, makes people lazy. That's true. He's a little bit of geek and he is communicator and facilitator. Um, so I'm also, yeah, I want to say that I'm also using colors to make a reader of the infographic flow from top to the bottom. I will show you. If you may notice, I have red color started on the right, then went to the middle and ended, and more smaller, and ended on the bottom of on the bottom over here on the left button. And I have the opposite for the bright blue color, which starts on the top left, goes through the middle, and then ends on the left, um, on the right bottom of the infographic. Um, I think this trick made my infographic look even more unified and tied all of the elements together. Um, so yeah, I think I covered most of the design process of this infographic. I want to say that I enjoyed class a lot. I learned a lot, and I was lucky that I actually chosen um, such a close topic to me because I've spent a lot of time on this infographic. So yeah, thank you so much for this awesome quarter, and thanks for looking at my infographic. Thanks. Bye.